is Jasmine Franklin, and I got to study in Tokyo, Japan at Meiji Gakuin University. I got to study fall of 2019 for one semester. Yes, I have a cousin who studied abroad in Japan, and she went to Meiji Gakuin. So I just decided that it would be pretty cool, like if I went to the same school as her. And I do have another cousin as well who's like studying Japanese, who will be attending like that same school whenever she gets into the correct year. So we just thought it would be cool to just continue the line of like, oh, well, we started now, so maybe all the Franklins will go to that school. And then it was in Tokyo, and a lot of things happen in Tokyo, so I figured it would be the best choice. I think my favorite memory would have to be like, I met so many good people in the dorm that I was staying at, and a lot of the friends that I hung out with were from the Netherlands. So we became really close, and I was able to travel with them. So we did go to different parts of Japan. So we went to Kyoto, we went to Osaka, and we also went to Korea together, and Korea was extremely fun. So I think that had to be my best memory. It's just like going random places with the people that I met there. The food is amazing. Like, I've never had school food with that kind of quality. Like, the love that they put into it is just, it's out of this world, and it's worth the price. I think every day my meal was like around $3 or so, and it was just a good amount. And like I said, the quality of the ingredients that they used were amazing. The teachers, so like everybody there is really nice and really good at like helping you out. And even if they can't speak good English, like there's just a really good support group for international students. So you really don't feel uncomfortable at any given moment. And they did have a lot of vending machines, which Japan in general has a lot of vending machines, but I did appreciate that the school had a lot of vending machines that did like instant coffee or cocoa, and they even have some that have like corn soup inside of it. So whenever I would go on break, because we had 10-minute breaks like in our classes, whenever I would go on break, I would immediately go there to get either a hot chocolate, coffee, or just like a soup that's available in the vending machines. So that's have to be like the 3 top things that I love about the university. Differences, I will say that for my university in Japan, we really were not given a lot of homework. So at Texas State University, you're really used to being in class for a long period of time, and then for that class having homework that you take home that's like worth maybe like an hour or maybe an hour and a half worth of like studying just to complete that assignment. But at my university in Japan at Meigaku, we really didn't receive that much homework, so we were really able to take Japan in its like entirety, you know what I mean? So we did everything that we needed to do in the classroom setting, so that if we did receive homework, it wasn't something that would take up our time a lot. Also, I will say that the Japanese program, as long as you are like keeping up, it's not like extremely hard. The course registration, from what I remember, is that I believe they gave me 3 of the same sheets that had all of the courses listed on it and what times and who the teachers were. And one of the sheets, and they're all multicolored, so one's pink, one's yellow, and I think one was blue. And if I'm correct, I think one was blue. But they did have one that is your final sheet, so you would fill out which courses you would want to take, and you would sign it, and you would bring it to the center that the international students go to, and they would like make your schedule. But you do have, I believe, 2 that you can just fill out and write on before you have to submit that one. But what you would do is you would take those sheets, and I believe there was like a week that we had, if I'm not mistaken, that we could kind of pop in on classes to see if we wanted to take those courses. So it's almost like the first week of school isn't necessarily really the first week of school. It's kind of like feeling around, on whether or not you want to take this course. And so once you completed that, then they would give you a certain amount of time to fill out the actual sheet that you're going to submit to them. And once you do that, you submit it to them, and then they'll go ahead and get everything sorted out for you. And then you'll have your schedule and registration made, and you just attend school the next week by the classes that you chose. So whenever you're an international student at Meiji Gakuin, you are going to end up staying, depending on the campus. So, I think both campus, really, you have to live on the dorm that they assign for the international students. So I was at the Tokyo campus, so I got to live in a dorm, which is about like a 40 minute, I don't want to say 40 minute, maybe 30 to 40 minute train ride, not even that, maybe 15, away from the university. And the dorm itself is really affordable. It almost feels like a really big apartment complex, and you have your own room. The only thing that's like community would be like the bathroom, depending on the floor. You save a lot of money on housing, a lot of money, like a lot of money. It was well worth it. And then you meet new people as well. So it was definitely worth it. And I love the system that they set up as far as like putting all the international students inside a dorm together. I thought it was really unique and cute. I loved every second of Japan. It was very fun. And since it's pretty like, since there's like a lot of buildings and a lot of things, like you're never bored. You really don't need a car, which is amazing. So you can take the train pretty much anywhere. And as far as my host institution, I loved all the teachers that I have. I built relationships with them. The International Center, they were all very sweet. Even through them, I got to do this really cool experience, and I got to help, I believe they were like a music school. I got to go around with them to different cities in Japan and help teach the kids like some English, like shapes or animals. So I did have so many opportunities that the International Center gave to me, that I was able to do so many cool things. So at first it is scary. So even when I first applied to do the study abroad opportunity, I remember the person that I was talking to, Mr. Pena, I believe, I remember him asking, "Oh, are you sure you want to do like 2 semesters?" And I was like, yeah, I wanted to do this 2 semesters, even though it ended up being 1 because of COVID. It is really scary at first. I will say that your first week as an exchange student, you're just very new and you don't know too much about your environment, but afterwards you get into the program of things and how your school works, how like trains and stuff works, how just in general that country is just operated. And it's such a beautiful experience to know that you're able to essentially survive in other places by yourself. So even though it is a little bit scary in the beginning, it's well worth it in the end. I recommend people to get out of their comfort zone and see what the world has to offer as far as study abroad. It's really well worth it, and you come back more like educated in other people's cultures, and it's just a beautiful experience that I feel everybody should have. So I believe it's pronounced like Furen, and the song is called Paprika, and it's just such a super cute song. I heard the song everywhere in Japan. It was really popular, especially with the kids, because I will say that like the lyrics are very much, for like the younger audience. But I heard the song everywhere, and even whenever I had my brief experience of like helping kids in different cities in Japan like understand English a little better, that was one of the songs we used. So we did end up translating the song to English and like sing the song with the kids. And even though they didn't know the English version, they knew by the beat, and they understood that it was this song, and it was super popular. It was like the equivalent of the Baby Shark song. It was just super popular at that time. So anytime I think about Japan, the experience that I had there, I always think about Paprika.